that are available to them, and this helps them as entrepreneurs and business owners to make better decisions as far as options available. Because going back to one of the best strategists in history, Napoleon, the more information you have, the better strategies you can develop. If you know what's out there, if you know what resources are available to you, you can create better business planning, better business strategies. This is very, very important for your upward growth, sales, revenues, all that good stuff. So before we get started, let's give a shout out to Master Blaster Coffee real quick. An amazing, veteran-owned coffee company. I'm enjoying Texas Pecan today. It's delicious, very flavorful with espresso, Texas Pecan, caramel macchiato, all kinds of fancy flavors. But you can rest assured knowing that it is veteran-owned and started by an EOD specialist. Blast into success, Master Blaster Coffee. You can get it at masterblastercoffee.us. All right. So today, we're going to be discussing press releases versus business articles as a business strategy. Which one is better? Which one is more suited for your business? Which one is going to have that impact, that punch, that oomph that you need to get the business visibility that you deserve? And we're going to talk about some nuances of each, strengths, weaknesses, options, what I've learned doing this for a couple years. I've been doing business articles a lot longer than I've been doing press releases. I've been subject and the feature of both. Some of them have moved the needle, some have not. So I'm going to be giving you all kinds of specialized advice, things I've learned from experience. As we go through this, guys, this is also a testing time for me, a beta testing time. If you have any issues with sound or video, let me know if it's coming in super choppy or if the sound kicks out or whatever. This stuff helps me to make my broadcast better as I go through this process. So thanks a lot. Appreciate all the guidance and the inputs. All right. So as a business owner, when you're examining strategies and you're like, hey, I want to be on more Google searches. I want to get more interviews. I want to be more visible. I want more people to know what I am because this will lead to sales. The first thing you need to start considering are press releases and business articles. There's also magazines. Magazines are still very, very alive, despite what some people might think. Print magazines, digital magazines, they're still a billion-dollar industry. They're still out there. People are still reading them. Magazine advertising is still a good investment if you partner up with the right person. As you guys know, I run Shift Advanced Life Design Magazine. I've been doing this for about 6 years. This is U.S. Marine Corps veteran, combat veteran Michael Penny. He was our feature. Shift Magazine features top performers, but we also cover events, podcasts, books, coaches, whatever. We cover people that are at the top of their game. Another premium magazine out there is At Ease Magazine. Reach out to Christine at Devil Doc Publishing. At Ease Magazine, I found out, is printed 4 times a year and a yearly subscription to get the print version sent to your home. And these are big, thick, robust, high-quality, glossy magazines for like $68 a year. It's a really good deal. It supports a veteran-owned business. Sorry, she's not a former Marine. She's a corpsman that was embedded with Marines. She will stab me if I get that wrong. Okay, as I was. But reach out, look up At Ease Magazine. It's an amazing publication. It's very, very well put together. Her production value is really, really high. And she has great advertising packages as well. Her next cover actually has a celebrity. It's Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller. I think that I'm saying his name right. Got in trouble for going against command. He spoke up about a couple things in the military he wasn't supposed to. And it was a big contentious thing across national and global media. But she got an interview with him. He's an author. And overall, very, what's the word I'm thinking? Not mercurial, but a very, controversial. He's a very controversial figure because of the stand that he took. Because he's an officer and he's a U.S. Marine, so he's under certain rules and expectations. Anyway, Christine got an interview with him. And whenever you have a magazine, this is a tip for you business owners. Whenever a magazine is about to come out with a major celebrity, you know that it's going to be very highly read, this is the one you want to sink your money into. And I let people know because I have all kinds of people on the covers of my magazine. Some of them have gigantic audiences. And I know when that issue comes out that it's going to go out to their social media. My views are going to go way up. And anybody that's advertising the magazine is going to be seen by a lot more people. So this is a great opportunity for a lot of you guys. So that's the first option as far as business visibility is magazine advertisements or paid features. So that's just something to think about. Make sure to just talk to the magazine owner, find out if it's going to be digital, if it's going to be printed, what the options are. So like I said, with Shift, we have a hybrid model for our cover models. Like people that invest in a cover, they get 10 printed copies sent to them. And they get promotional items as well and a bunch of other goodies. But that's also a great way to get your business noticed is be associated with a magazine. First thing to think about with magazines, though, is the demographics, who reads it. The wrong question to ask, and I say this all the time, I wish I could educate the world on this, and I do. God knows I do my best. The wrong question to ask is how many viewers do you have, how many followers, how many readers? It is not the most important question to ask. As master marketer Tom Antion will tell you, numbers can be manipulated and numbers do not equate sales. Okay? So the smarter question to ask is, how connected is your audience? How good are you at driving sales to advertisers? And do you have case studies of past results? That's the smart question. People that chase numbers are often disappointed. Because guess what? If you're chasing after an influencer with 1 million followers or some magazine with 1 million, 2 million followers, odds are a lot of those are bots or a non-connected audience. What does that mean for you as an advertiser? It means that you're not going to get the sales you want. So that's one thing that I really pride myself on as a magazine owner is that when I have an advertiser, I create custom specialized content for their website, for whatever they're selling. I find out exactly what their customer journey is. And then maybe I'll do a Facebook Live. Maybe they'll appear on the rolling scroll up above me for sponsors. Okay? But I do specialized things to stimulate sales that is specific to their business, right? You get that custom touch when you work with me. Christine does the same thing. So at Ease Magazine. So just something to think about. The strong for business visibility strategies. They're online for a while. It's very good positioning. It's very good proof of concept for whatever you're doing. So next thing I'm going to do real quick is just say hi to Gunny Gonzalez, Nicole, and Mark. Good to see you guys. If you have any questions about anything we're talking about today, feel free to pop them in the comments. I'll be sure and address them if I'm able to. Okay. The next thing to consider is business articles. And this means you can have business articles in medium.com, Newsbreak, or even DIY on LinkedIn. Business articles are pretty much alive forever online. They don't go anywhere, so they have a shelf life of forever. You can, on some of the sites, embed YouTube videos and Vimeo videos, which is very, very helpful if you have a promo video or a video of you in action or a video of your products if you're selling goods. Business articles are shared to multiple social media sites, so that helps with the visibility. So, for example, if I write a business article for a customer, it's going to go out to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Reddit, Pinterest, and my email list. So you can see I got a pretty robust audience. It's going out to a lot of places. Another advantage of business articles, if you get the right one, is that they are higher view, higher engagement than a lot of other sources for business visibility. My recent viral article for Ted Fox just hit 4,000 views, 113,000 online impressions. That means it's been hosted 113,000 times online. And then 4,000 views. Ted has been getting interviews like crazy. He's been getting people calling his garage, all this different stuff, because we wrote a kick-ass business article. But we put it took a while to create. It really is a work of art. Like I went in, I inserted photos, I inserted a video of one of the engines he built. We did specialized hashtags, and then I really promoted the hell out of it for about 3 weeks, and that's how we attribute these numbers. And people love classic cars. It was very easy to get people behind it because it's very fun to look at classic cars. They're aesthetically pleasing, which is what I attribute it to. But that's And then Mark just reminded me, yeah, hashtags are a giant advantage, but they have to be done strategically. The hashtags do change the game when you're doing business articles. So you get higher views of the business article than some other forms of business visibility. And then you can also have, here's another advantage of business articles, is that you can have multi-state distribution, which means if your business article is digital, it's going to go out and be accessed by people in all kinds of states, like all over the country. So when we did Ted's business article, he was seen all over. He was getting all kinds of inquiries from out of state to his little garage in like Lancaster, Texas. The business article has reach of everywhere, all over the nation, some places internationally. So it's got that ability to be seen in multiple geographic locations. All right, so that's business articles in a nutshell. Average cost for a business article, these days I'm charging $300 an article. It is optimized, it's sent out everywhere, completely done for you. Shift Magazine, if you want an article or one-page feature, those start off at $450, but you get a name on the cover, and then you get a nice designed for you business article. 2-pager is $650, the better value. Next, we're going to talk about press releases. So press releases, if you don't know what they are short-term news announcements about your company that are sent out to the media, but a press release can be used for multiple strategies. So a press release has a specialized format. It is not a traditional long-form article. A press release can be a product launch, an event launch, a promotion within the company. It can be company news. It can be an achievement. But it's called a press release because it is released to the press. And I'm not trying to be facetious. Like, that is legitimately why it's called a press release. So when you have one drafted up, there's a few things you can do with it. I'm going to talk to you guys on the strategy side of the house now. When you guys have a press release drafted up by your pro, whoever it is, you can directly send them to media, specifically to like your area. If you have a geographically constrained business that only can service a certain state or a certain city, you can send them to a hosting site, and this is what I specialize in. I upload them to a hosting site, going out to about 6,000 media sites, and then this gets in front of a lot more journalists and a lot more news stations. So let's talk about some details of a press release. A press release can target industry, which is interesting. So if you're Eric Ranks at 22 Salute, I can absolutely choose alcohol and beverage sales as a category, and then your press release gets sent to a bunch of alcohol and beverage magazines and I could do a curated journalist list of journalists that just write about alcohol and beverage sales. So you can get specialized press releases that go out to specific industries. And this is one of the strategies that I create depending on who I'm working with. The journalist curation lists are really powerful. And this is what I did with Ted Fox. He got seen by a radio station that is in his industry, automotive, and they brought him on for an interview immediately. They saw the press release. They loved his stuff. They contacted me immediately. And then they brought Ted in and gave him a live interview on the radio, which was great. Another thing about press releases is if you have a higher quality one, you can embed videos within. These look amazing. These are good for promotion. And you can pop on a YouTube video and have it right in the middle of your press release. You can also do multiple links within a press release. You don't want to get too crazy, just one or two, but these are good traffic drivers. Press releases can be curated to just be a media strategy for possible interviews. And chances of this are between about 15 and 30%, depending on what your industry is. I can never guarantee media interviews from a press release alone, but I sure as hell can grease the wheels by doing a curated journalist list and then reaching out to news stations personally and use the press release as a force multiplier. Press releases have multi-state distro, but they also can target individual areas. So when we did Ted's press release at Scooter's Garage, it went out, and one of the bigger sites, believe it or not, Ted's in Texas, was in Des Moines, Iowa. And people started calling him from Des Moines saying, hey, I've got a classic car. I'd love to work with you and get some help. And they were trying to hire him for consulting. So you can get multi-state attention for your press release, but also if you have to only service a certain area, a certain city, a certain state, the press release can be tailored so that it targets individual media sites in that area. And then where Rob comes in, I can actually look up every single media source or site within your area. Let's say you're an auto detailer or a dog walker or a service-based industry or a brick and mortar, like you can only sell in your city. We can absolutely target that city and then send out the information to journalists in that city and make sure that they see your press release. So the strategy is tailored to your business model and what you can use. All right. That should be time. I don't like to ramble on these things. I like to get right to the training and teach you guys something so you can walk away with a more educated perspective about business visibility strategies. If you guys want to know more about Shift Magazine or press releases or business articles or whatever, feel free to drop me a message in Facebook Messenger, usually the best way to reach me. And I always love talking about this stuff and taking people to the next level in visibility. Thanks, Mark, for chiming in and helping me out with some thoughts and details. Appreciate it. As always, I am Rob the Warrior Strategist, your visibility consultant. And remember, stay famous. See you next time.